Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for joining me today on today's reading. We're going to be talking about what exciting and unexpected change is coming in for you at this time. So, we have four piles to choose from. Pile 1, Angelite, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. For pile 2, we have the Sun card and Lapis Lazuli. Pile 3, we have the Bloodstone and the Two of Wands. And for pile 4, we have the Lemurian Record Keeper with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So go ahead and select your pile using your intuition, and I will catch you in your reading. Okay, group 1 with the Angelite stone. What exciting and unexpected change is coming in for you at this time? So, when we say exciting change, I think this is going to be a huge change for you it's a huge change with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So it's a slowing down of time, I feel like, with the Wheel of Fortune. I'm getting the slowing down of time from this very, very go, go, go sort of way of being. It's almost as if now you are in a place where it's time to slow down completely. Time to give yourself a rest with Star Maiden rest in reverse right here. It's time to rest. It's time to put an end with the Death card here and the Chariot. It's like it's just an ending. There's an ending that occurred for you, and I think it's just a way of being that's ended, or it's a time out. Here we have the Star card, which comes after the Tower in the tarot, which is a big major change. Maybe there's a big major change that happened, a changing of events with Wheel of Fortune, something that was either huge, or it could be traumatic, something that was unexpected, or something. It was just a big change that happened in your life, or it could be just a change in just the energy of just like pushing and going forward and being very productive, or just go without really taking time for rest. And it's like with Connect to Your Womb and the Star and the Chariot and the Star Maiden card, I'm really getting the sense of like your body really wanting to take some rest, especially with this womb. It's like with the womb, I'm thinking of your creativity, your sacral chakra, your emotions, your sexuality. Just, it's like the pleasure center, or just your senses. I'm getting like your senses. It's almost as if there was maybe like an overload on your body with Spirit of Earth right here. I'm just getting the sense to like really, really grounding yourself, taking rest, taking time off. And a big part of this is because, your intuition is going to start to really come through for you. Like there's some information, here we have get more information in reverse, which I'll get to this in a second. But there's just information that wants to come through your intuition. But it's like right now your nervous system needs time to rest, to recuperate from whatever has ended, this big ending that's occurred in your life. Here you have the Ten of Swords here. You have the Ten of Swords in reverse here. It's like there was some big change that occurred, some major shift that has happened, where it's an ending. Something has ended, and there's just this period of rest. Here we have the Seven of Earth, a temporary pause in action. It's just a waiting. It's like almost like a waiting period, a resting period, a rejuvenation period. Because there's, with endings comes new beginnings. And, I think with endings, there's always like that period of time that you have where it's like feels like nothing's going on, And I know, like, maybe for someone like you, who seems to be maybe more of a go, go, go type, it might feel like, well, what's going on? What's happening? But it's like Spirit is really sort of saying, like, this is a time to sort of, like, just take some much needed rest, because a new beginning is on the horizon, and it's just time for your body to get the rest that it needs, and to really sort of take care of yourself. With Spirit of Earth, it's like not just taking care of your physical body, which it is about taking care of your physical body, like taking rest, self-care, going for walks, eating healthy, just making your environment one that brings you a sense of like groundedness and peace, maybe like burning candles, like cleaning up a little bit. Like, and I'm not saying cleaning up as in like turn that into a big project that you have to do and now you got to do this and now you got to do that, but just simple things, whatever your intuition is guiding you to do. It's like, oh, like maybe let's open up the windows. Let's do a bit of this. Maybe I'll do some gardening. Maybe I'll do a little bit of, like, it's, I'm not saying when you rest, like you literally have to lie in bed and completely rest, but it's really talking about slowing down your nervous system. Yeah. Slowing down your thinking. Knowing that it's okay to just take some time off and just do, I don't want to say simple things. Like, I don't know. I feel drawn to say simple. Like, it's like enjoying the simple things of life. You don't have to overthink or be planning about what's coming ahead or anything like that. Right. Because it looks like there is, with this Ace of Wands, again, with this connecting with your womb, what's going to come from this is, like, I'm seeing career on here, or some type of skill set, some creative, something that you're inspired by, where maybe this is even like, because you have get more information, right? And with this Ace of Wands, it's like maybe there's going to be some ideas. Yeah, some ideas that are going to come to you. Some inspired thoughts that are going to come in through your intuition, through this much needed rest, right? And then from there, it's like, you're gonna feel like it's somewhat calling to you, and you're being encouraged to get some more information on this. And when I say get information, it's just like, just look a couple things up, like, keep an open mind, just keep an open mind and get information. It's not something for you to really go ahead and tackle. It's like, oh, like I just keep getting this feeling like you're very prone to go into this chariot mode. So like I do have to say, like, when you keep an open mind and just get information and do a bit of research, it's just in a very gentle way. It's like with prioritizing this much needed rest to your nervous system, because it's like very much because of your thoughts. I feel like also about worry. This is what I get with these 10 of Swords over here. And with the 7 of Swords in reverse, it's like, it's almost like this is a card of like, it's supposed to be a card of like deception, but for this context, I'm getting it in, it's like worrying, thinking, and maybe mentally you could be worrying, maybe you're not worrying, but it's like there's some residue in your body that wants to, okay, here's an example. Like, it's like, when you get scared, like say somebody comes in and like scares you or does like a prank on you or something like that, and all of a sudden it's like your heart rate is up, like you're in that like anxious panic mode, right? It's not like now that you're out of that situation and you know that it wasn't real, it's like your body still needs time to come back down, into this like homeostasis, is that the word? To this neutral equilibrium, it needs time to rest and to before it can really embark on a new beginning, because part of this new beginning has to do with I just feel like it's going to be a very different way than, whatever sort of life you were living in the past, right? Because this is about new beginnings. Um, and I'm getting it to be one that will likely bring you just material success as well, because I'm getting career right here with this Ace of Wands, but it's something creative, right? And that's why it's really important. Like your womb is like your creativity, Um, and what's going on with these hands? There's some hands here. And healing earth. Okay. So healing earth, the power to give and receive healing, and then you see her hand here with this healing energy coming out, and then with the womb, you see these two hands on. I think these are the ovaries, right? So these are the eggs that are going to eventually come down to be birthed, right? So it's almost like this rest is going to, like, that's the metaphor, or the symbolism is like that I'm getting from this is like, just really having this healing on the eggs, because these eggs are going to be fertilized, and then they're going to come down, and then they're going to grow. It's almost like a pregnancy, and then it's going to be birthed, right? So you want to be in the best physical health in order to go through this process. It's almost like a mother or a woman who is trying to conceive, right? Like she's going to want to, give up drinking, give up smoking if she smokes, like eat healthy, be in the best shape of her life, like for her planned pregnancy. And so, this exciting and unexpected change has to do with rest. Even though we're talking about excitement, it's like the beginning of something new, a beginning of a new phase, a new cycle, right? And it's like the momentum is going to pick up eventually, but for now, it's like with these seven of earth, 7 of pentacles right here. I mean, we have these earth cards, and it's really like I see this as him preparing the soil. So, we could use the example of, a farmer or something like that, right? Where there's that period of time, it's like after the harvest, I mean, like, don't quote me on how farming really works, but this is like my idea of it that I'm getting from this is like there's a time where, they're preparing the soil. Like maybe they're putting like fertilizer or like nutrition back into the soil, or what's that stuff called? They do it like in between, like after the harvest. So say in like November or whatever, like say you have a garden of your own or whatever, right? You take compost. Yeah, you take compost, and like maybe over the winter you throw it in the area that you're planning to plant in, in the spring or something like that, right? So it takes time to decompose, so the nutrients get, it's like preparing the soil, right? And that's how I feel like, this exciting change is coming in for you. It's like this preparation, that's coming in. It's a preparatory time where you're preparing the soil. That's what I'm getting here with the 7 of Pentacles and the Spirit of Earth, right? Just all this soil. It's preparing it. It's like healing your ovaries, your sacral chakra, and also another thing I'm getting too is, okay, this is an example I'm getting. I'm going to use yoga as an example because I do yoga, but I mean, there's probably different examples for this. But if any of you guys do yoga, at the end, it's like the resting posture after you're done your practice. You lie in Shavasana, which is like corpse pose. You just lie there, and you're meant to just absorb everything that just happened in your practice, right? All the exercise, and it's like a moment of rest for your body to really absorb it. And you're meant to just really be at full rest, right? You're not supposed to be thinking about what you're going to be eating for dinner, what you're going to make, where you're going to go. It's really meant for your body to just absorb what happened. And I think also too, like when your mind is going, it's like your body's not really able to absorb it, the practice, the way that it could have had you been completely like at rest and completely just present and just allowed your body to just experience that full rest, that full rejuvenation, right? So like that's where I'm getting, that's what I'm getting with this, like this 10 of swords here is, with everything is fine. It's like, it's almost like she's resting, but there's a whole bunch of swords in her. And like, to me, this is like the mind, the thoughts, right? And see here, it's kind of, I don't know if you could see it. There's like people in the bushes, right? There's people in the bushes with these swords. It's like, I don't know, there's just something about it like that is making me think of like there's things lurking behind these thoughts. It's almost like, okay, so what I'm trying to say with that is like, it's almost like there's just the times where you need to be at rest, and you can't be thinking so much when your body's supposed to be doing certain processes, right? Like it's almost like trying to fall asleep, but you're thinking, right? I remember when I was a kid, I used to, there was days I would be, sort of anxious. And I don't know how I came to start doing this on my own as a kid, but when I couldn't fall asleep, I used to just focus on breathing in and breathing out and just focus on like, okay, I'm breathing in, breathing out. And then I would try to make my breathing longer and deeper, and it would help me fall asleep. And, and that's because like my mind would be just overactive, right? So there's just certain body processes I think that need a rest from thinking as well, from thinking, from movement. But like thinking does play a role like on our body, right? Like it's like if you have a bunch of anxious thoughts and if you like you can get yourself hyped up like physiologically just by thinking, right? The same way that you could probably calm yourself down, with your thoughts or with so yeah, so like this is an unexpected change for you. This ending to this like being very driven. It's almost like maybe you were someone who was very determined, very driven, very much on the go, and now it's like you're really taking a rest for your body, and so that you can start to prepare the soil, because soon you're going to be if you haven't received it already, but you're gonna have some inspired thoughts, your intuition, and it's gonna be a reflection of what your angels, your guides are communicating to you. It's gonna be something. It's related to your purpose with awakening right here. It's like it's also gonna help unlock this purpose, this calling, this awakening that's going to happen, or this communication really, that's gonna happen, and it's really gonna bring in this new beginning with what you can do, and it seems like it's gonna be something with your hands. It looks like with healing earth, I'm seeing this with the hands here, and then with healing, something with your hands, some work that you're going to do with your hands. I'm just seeing a lot of hands right now standing out, so I definitely think it's something that you're going to be doing with your hands. So I mean, it's okay to start to look into whatever ideas that come to you, but right now it's exciting, like to begin a new phase, It's exciting to begin a new phase, and it's it's sometimes we want to hurry up and get there, like with the chariot, or we feel like we need to put in all this work. But it's like, now that you're gonna be manifesting something new with the help of spirit, it's like there's like certainly a process for this, and I think there's this the need to get out in nature, and because it's almost like I feel like there's something that's going to be absorbed from nature, which is like the ways of nature, the cycles of nature, right? With this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, like I'm getting like being in these cycles, in tune with nature, right? So there's a time to plant, there's a time for preparation, and then there's a time for planting, there's a time for like growing, and then there's the time for harvest, right? So it's like really um, starting to let go. I don't with the star and the star in reverse in the chariot. It's like almost like letting go, like of no longer having faith in this old way where you have to push, 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 driven by your will power alone, right? Whereas whereas with this new beginning that's going to come in, it isn't entirely going to be you on your own resources alone, right? So, you know, and I think too that, there's some restoration in your faith that's going to occur with this rest that you have, um, it, it's like there's something that's going to work within you that is going to restore your faith, by having this rest. Because I'm just getting like it's not the end of the world. I just heard it's not the end of the world. Like whatever's come to an end, regardless of how much our brains sometimes want to make things feel like a catastrophe, or like our brain just doesn't like certain changes that we have to encounter. It's like, wait, what's going on? Like, we don't like this. It's like hard to, it's like that initial sort of shock. So yeah, so I just think that it's just also giving our brain time to rest from that, because these are some big changes coming in. So there's going to be a lot of rest, because you're probably changing your way of thinking as well, your way of being, your way of thinking, and it's like your brain is adapting and it's changing. It's going to be changing, so it's like you need rest for that. It makes me think of say there's like someone in recovery, say like from an alcohol addiction, or like say workaholism, yeah, workaholics, right? It doesn't matter if it's alcohol or working or gambling or whatever the case is. There's that initial period where when they quit whatever substance it is, their brain probably needs a lot more rest than somebody who's just not going through that, right? Because it is draining. I like it is can be draining to undergo this major change. Like, say something has such a strong hold on you, it's like it's almost like the body goes into a panic when it doesn't get what it was used to getting, right? And that can be very taxing. And so there's this real big need to rest, and to sleep. Because yeah, like here it's just about sleep as well, to sleep, and I feel like with sleeping too, maybe there's something about the dream time, the nighttime dreams that are going to come through, that are going to aid with your intuition, and it's going to aid with this new beginning, this inspiration, new beginning, faith, guiding lights, that's going to come in for you that has to do with healing. So anyway, there's like there's a lot more messages in this, but you know, if we're gonna stay focused on the exciting and unexpected change, it really, you know, what really stands out is taking this rest to like that's really what it is. But you know, in the larger scheme of the picture, it's really because you are, you know, preparing the soil. You know, it's almost like stage one. I don't want to say stage one manifestation, because I feel like stage one for you may have been removal of the old, you know, just this stopping, you know, this ending is almost the stage one, but stage two is like this rest, which in you know, if we're going to make it like in earth terms, like or farmers terms, is like preparing the soil, right? And a big part of that preparation is time, right? It just takes time. You know, that's why, you know, the compost goes in, you know, months before the planting occurs, right? Because it's what am I thinking of? There's nothing, it's like working out. That's another example. Like, you know, it's like, you know, sometimes we want to lose weight real quick, right? And it's like, well, I'll just eat less and I'll just exercise a lot more, you know, but that causes stress on your body to do that, right? Sometimes, like, nothing can replace the element of time, right? Right? Because if you start really severely restricting your calories, your body's not going to like that. Your metabolism is going to, you know, be affected by that negatively. If you're over exercising, maybe that's going to cause stress on your body. Maybe that's going to cause problems in your knees and your joints, and, you know, affect you in the long term, right? Because you're overdoing it way too quickly. So again, nothing really changes or replaces the factor of time and rest and patience. You know, that's coming up as well. So, you know, even now I'm thinking of like how long it's taken for, you know, the earth or like the universe or things to be, you know, evolution to take place, right? It just takes time, right? It just takes time. And there was probably a lot of times where things were just seemingly at rest, right? But nothing's ever at rest. You know, maybe to our eyes, it looks like, oh, we're just resting, but just know that there's things going on, you know, beneath the surface for you during this time of rest, right? So just always remember that, you know, because I'm seeing like this card and then this one underneath it. You see what I'm saying? So beneath the rest is movement, right? Things are always in motion. Things are always in movement. But your intuition is just telling you to rest. But rest assured that there's things going on beneath the surface that is necessary for you at this time. Okay, so that is your reading, group 1. I hope it was helpful for you. If you like the video, please give me a like and subscribe to see more videos. Bye. Okay, hi group 2. Welcome to your reading on what exciting and unexpected change is coming in for you guys. So right off the bat, like, man, oh, okay, I gotta bring in this envy, this eye of envy right here, because I just feel like there's gonna be some serious heavy eye of envy on you guys for all the healing work that you guys have done and that you've come on the other side of. Literally, this is 3 different decks, and Temperance came out for each one. And then this. Okay, so you selected the Sun card, right? So this has to do with healing, overcoming, finding balance, transformation as well. Okay, so it's like you went from. Okay, so this exciting, unexpected change has to do with, you know, you healing. You look at this card right here. You know, bringing out, you know, transmuting darkness into light. You know, here we have more. This is the sun and the moon, right? So we're getting a lot of sun, moon, and then temperance. And then even with the Queen of Swords, like, you know, in this deck, she has this butterfly up top here. So this is like transformation. And she's like, what? I feel like that is going to be, it's going to be so unexpected for you. It's going to come out of nowhere. It's going to feel like a miracle, which is what we have right here. Number 33, the frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as a part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. So, you know, maybe you've probably been doing a lot of healing work, a lot, you know, so this healing is going to come in for you, and like, oh, look at this. Okay. Oh my God, there's a lot here, and there's a lot of symbols that keep popping out at me, so it's like I'm getting distracted. But even here with this temperance card, she's pouring it. It's like this reminds me of the star card, right? Where, you know, she's pouring it back into the ocean. You know, before it was like, it's funny. Oh, another thing. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta stay. I'm so excited for you guys. This is really exciting. I can't even keep my train of thought together. What I was saying about this with this card, it reminds me of the star card, right? Which is full of faith, full of hope, and all that type of stuff. Where she's pouring the water into the water in her container into the pond, or into the, you know, the ocean, or wherever she's pouring it, right? And to me, that is such a symbol of hope. Is like, you know, pouring back, right? Gratitude, gratefulness, that type of thing. So you're gonna come into a lot of gratitude, because usually with this temperance card, you see her pouring from one cup into another, and it's almost like trying to get the right temperature, trying to get the right balance, right? But in this case, it's like you've already healed. You know, this is the before tarot, and I believe this is the after tarot, right? So this is afterwards. The healing's already done, and it came out right here. Oh, this is so interesting. This is the before tarot. This is just a regular tarot deck, and then this is the after. So it's like you went through that process. So that unexpected change is going to be like that gratitude that comes in from healing, this emotional fulfillment, this happiness, just this overall sense of well-being, and just feeling like, I want to say this shit, like, yeah, like now you get to really enjoy your life with Mermaid of Lemuria. Look at the joy. She's like, okay, like she's just here, like, full of joy. I just get this peaceful, this serene feeling, like enjoying life as it is, like really just being comfortable in your own skin. Just really being able to be present. I'm getting this feeling like, you know, when like people say, oh yeah, just be present, just be happy, just like enjoy life. Like, you know, we get these types of things, and it's like now you really get to do that. With prosperity right here. Okay, let's see what it says. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, and heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. Okay, so this is like a complete feeling of well-being within yourself. It's almost like, oh, you know what I'm getting to is like the water in you. You know how we're made up of water? A big percentage of us is water. It's like you're made up of this like pure, healed, sweet, you know, distilled water. I don't know why I want to say that, distilled water. It's like purified and clean or something like that. Like, I don't know how distilled water works, but I like the taste of it. There's something sweeter about the taste of it. So yeah, like, and so this is really, really exciting. Very, very exciting. It's like you finally got to this place, you know, from being unhealed, unbalanced, and now it's like just healed. You are healed, transformed. Yeah, like look at this Queen of Swords. Look at her. She's just like, what? Like this butterfly just landed. It's almost like as a sign to her, like, and she has butterflies on her crown, right? It's like, oh man, maybe it's like your thoughts. Maybe this had to do with certain thoughts that you've had, things like that, that like really, really, just a big transformation in the way that you think, in your, maybe even your boundaries have contributed to this. The way that you think, the way that you have boundaries, the way that you interact with other people, the way that you communicate. Maybe now you communicate more assertively, right? All of these things, maybe you've become like this Queen of Swords, like someone who is very, because when I think of the Queen of Swords, I think she's been through a lot of stuff in her life, particularly with people. I think that's why her boundaries are what they are, because it's like, and now she's just like, okay, I already can like smell the BS a mile away, so I know how to protect myself, and I'm very ready to come in when I need to and like wield this sword that I have in order to defend myself, and I'm not going to sit here and be in my feelings about it. I'm just going to do what I need to do to protect myself, and I think there's some healing that perhaps came in around that, right? So it's like really transforming to this. Into being this Queen of Swords, right? And also too, I think the sense of moving on, from the past. When I see the sun in reverse, and this waning crescent moon, which is like the last phase before a new moon again. It's like this ending, right? This ending of unhappiness, this ending of, maybe like of being unbalanced. And I'm talking about like physically, mentally, like everything that's referred to in this prosperity card, body, mind, heart, soul, spirit. Like there's something, not congruent, not integrated, not not working together as one whole organism, I guess you could say, right? Like there's maybe your mind, your feelings feel this way, and then your mind, and again, this is what I'm getting with the Queen of Swords. It's like maybe your feelings felt a certain way in the past, but your mind's saying, no, I can't do that, I can't say that to them, or it's like this disconnect, and then now I feel like, no, this again with this bringing the shadow into the light, right? Which is like, your shadow is like trying to protect you, right? The experiences that you've had, it's like, but then there was maybe something that was preventing you from allowing, like your thoughts were preventing you from really bringing this into, integrating this into your personality, so that you can protect yourself, so that you could stand up for yourself, so that you can move forward in a way that is like, that you get to really enjoy yourself, that you get to enjoy your life, that you get to enjoy your experiences, that you get to enjoy relationships, that you could, really put yourself first. So this is like a major, 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 major change for you. And I'm really, really happy and excited for you for this, because even with sacral chakra, again, this kind of confirms what I was saying, because like to me, this has to do with, it was almost as if like maybe in the past there was like a block on your emotions or your desires, or something, because mentally there was some type of mental block, because here we have the 10 of Cups as well, right? So it's like, say you don't want to put up a boundary, with somebody because you're like, well, I feel like, I'm not so, it's like you had to suppress your emotions because of some ideas or some thoughts or some beliefs that you've had in your mind, either that you've developed on your own, that you've been raised with through society telling you it has to be that way, maybe gender roles, like whatever the case is, right? So it's like you've had to suppress some aspect of your feelings, and this type of stuff, because here we have two of the chakras that came out in this reading, and it's probably affected your sacral chakra, your creativity, right? Because it's a suppression. That probably was in place. So it's like now that I feel like there's this this chakra is back up and it's moving, because now you've really integrated more of yourself into I don't want to say more of yourself into yourself. That just sounds, that sounds weird. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Like the parts of yourself that perhaps you thought were wrong, that you were made to feel guilty about, that you thought you should be ashamed of, or that you're not a good person because of it, or whatever the case is, and it was like preventing you from being happy. It was suppressing your emotions. It was coming out in other ways that were probably unhealthy for you. And it was like really taking away from your freedom. Here we have birds and freedom, right? It's like, and then with these wings, it's more freedom. It's like now you're more free. You can be yourself. There aren't going to be these blocks throughout your whole, and even your cards are starting to get all wild right now. I usually like the cards to be like, it's like my little OCD thing. Like I want them to be, perfectly like straight, but it is whatever. I'm not going to worry about that. But it's like, now you're now you can start really manifesting what it is that you want. You know what I mean? And really getting creative, with the 7 sisters right here, birthing creations, tapestry of life, expressing, right? Now your emotions, like, it's like, now there could be a flow up and down, like your energy centers, right? Because when we think about connecting to the spirit, our crown, our third eye, right? And then bringing it, our emotions, like, and then bringing it back down into manifestation. It's like all of this stuff, like, in these integrations that you did of like these shadow aspects of yourself, the things that you didn't like, the things that you thought there was something wrong with, and then now you're like, nah, there's nothing wrong with it. Actually, I'm going to embrace it and I'm going to go with it. And I'm not going to suppress how I feel. I'm not going to suppress based off of what other people think I'm supposed to be doing. It's almost seeing it as this Page of Swords. It's like, no, I'm breaking out of these. I'm breaking out of this. With the Page of Swords, like, to me, he's somebody who, has just an open mind. He's willing to exchange a belief for something better if need be. And I think that, and it's with this bird right here, is like there's this sense of freedom that comes, this joy, this flow that comes from it. It's like, why should I hold on to a belief? Like, why should I hold on to a belief that isn't working for me? Because somebody else decided that I should be that way. Like, why am I going to feel guilty? Why am I going to feel unhappy? Why do I have to suppress how I feel? Because it's blocking the miracles from taking place. So it's like now this is what's coming up for you. This major healing. It's gonna feel miraculous, really, because it's like what's happened here. Like this healing that's happened. This integration, the shadow work that you've done, balancing the light and the dark within yourself. Is going to bring in miracles for you, and it's going to make you connected, very much connected to the spirit. It's going to bring in, like, man, your intuition's going to be stronger. Your creativity is going to be stronger. You're going to feel free. Like, look at these birds, and so all different types, like the eagle, the dove, the owl, all of it, and they all, represent something else, like a feeling of peace, of serenity, of being with the owl. It's like being able to gain the wisdom of the darkness, being able to gain the wisdom of the shadow. These shadow parts of us are like, they're things that are supposed to help us. Well, there's different things that we probably have to do with our shadow, but some of it is embracing it, bringing it to the light, and doing it in a non-judgmental way, and then looking for the wisdom in it for us. What are we supposed to do with it? And so this is like the freedom, right? And this is when I hear freedom, I'm feeling the energy movement throughout your body, because it's like the energy is supposed to flow, it's supposed to move, right? In order for you to really be alive, to really experience joy, to really create, to have your intuition like on point. And so even here, you are the light bear. again, to me, the bear is one of my my spirit animals, one of my power animals. And to me, it represents protection, and to me, it's like a father figure. It's the same thing that I'm seeing here with this shadow aspect. It's like here to protect you. That's what I'm getting with this. It's not meant for you to suppress it. To try to be this, I just got like to be this angel, to be this like good or whatever like beliefs or ideas that like are imposed on us. So it's like it is safe to step fully into your light. So that's another change coming in for you, is like it's just being fully who you are, embracing more of who you are, being who you are, creating what you're meant to create, and living life in a joyful way. And it's like, man, when I think of Lemuria and this mermaid, and I just think of a really advanced, I just feel like this is such a gift. And again, when I'm talking about the gratitude, you're going to feel so much gratitude for this. This is such a gift. Like this is like advanced stuff. Okay. Not many people get to experience this. And this level of transformation. It's almost like, oh, what's that? Oh my God, a second birth? No, not second birth. Born again. Yeah. I don't know why I got that. Like, it's like a born again Christian. I just heard like born again. It's like you're being born again, right? But with this miracle card, and maybe it's the number 33, but not having to do with Christianity or any type of religion, but just having to do with this work. It's like this is the reaping, this is the harvest of it. And you're really going to, you see how the seeds, I feel like these are seeds that are growing, and they're growing in all different directions, all different colors, representing each color representing an aspect of you. Your mind is growing. It's become more flexible, and I think now you're gonna be the type of person who is willing to adapt, willing to change, willing to do, is just so open-minded and ready to experiment, to exchange one belief system for another, and feel so safe in doing it, and be willing to do the work. Because like once you start experiencing this level of healing, of transformation, it's like, okay, bring it on. Like I'm ready to do this. It's this extreme fulfillment that's going to come in emotionally, and this joy. This is amazing. I'm really excited for you. I'm really happy for you. And your psychic abilities too supports your intuition, your inner knowing, your imagination, and your psychic powers. So this is like you're going to be able to create. You're going to be having visions. You're going to be able to see things. Again, with Lemuria, very advanced. So again, inner knowing, psychic powers, right? And you're going to feel so supported in this, with this bear spirit. I'm just getting that, like, it is safe to step fully into your light. So you can step fully into who you are, right? And it's an end to being in the dark, an end to being unhappy, unfulfilled. It's a complete end, and it's a time to really believe in miracles. Because oh man, that's another thing. It's like whatever, it's that saying I just heard, like whatever the mind can believe, like the whatever can conceive, whatever the mind can conceive, you can believe. Or I don't know, what saying I'm talking about is like whatever you can believe in. And it's really just like, it's almost going to be working in opposites. That's how I'm feeling, is like, how the opposite thing that I'm talking about is like, sometimes people will look at something and be like, oh, can this work? And then they adapt their mind to what their eyes can see. You're going to be that type of person who you will adapt your mind to what your third eye can see, what your psychic abilities, to your visions can see. And maybe your physical eye will be like, what? Like, but your mind is like, nope, where's that page? He's like, well, we're going to get to work starting to believe it, right? Because you saw it in your third eye. Do you get what I mean? So it's like something of a visionary, like somewhat of a visionary, and this is all very sacred. This is sacred. The creativity, the intuition, the visions, all very, very sacred. And this healing capability, this is something maybe that you're going to have to start talking and communicating about. Anyway, I'm going off topic. This is going to lead, this is just the exciting, unexpected change that's coming in. And it's really this healing that's taken place, this integration of the light and the dark energies within you, and finding this balance in order to create a more powerful version of yourself, one that is very connected, one that is intuitive, one that is creative, one that has really opened up the flow of your energy centers and your creativity, your happiness, your sense of well-being. Knowing how to deal with your thoughts. It's just a very advanced level spiritual type stuff. Okay, so I'm very, very excited. I'm very, very proud of you. And there's a lot more exciting changes to come. From that. This is just like level, like, I don't want to say level 1 because you've been at this probably for some time, but congratulations, all the best to you, and I'm really excited for you. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. All right, take care, guys. Bye. Okay, group 3, welcome to your reading about what exciting and unexpected changes coming in for you guys. So okay, so big thing is union. You're gonna come into union. I see union all over here with the 3 of Cups, with these 2 individuals, with this union of this rose and this lily, combining, right? It's combining 2 different things. I see here with the 4 of Wands, which is union as well. So just coming into union. So that is a new and unexpected change. Even here is like, and getting rid of folks too. Okay. So like there's folks that you're gonna, be getting rid of, or maybe they're already gone. Right. And see here how the 5 of Cups, there's 3 cups that got knocked over and then there's 2 behind. So I see that here, like we have the 3 of Cups here. Okay. And then we have, okay, so here, there's unity here too, right? So this is about, this is the Hierophant card. So, this is like, okay, let me try and gather what I'm trying to say here. So what I see is with this 5 of Cups, it's like about grieving the loss of these 3 cups, these old friendships that you've had here, and then later on what's coming in is these new unions, right? Which is what I'm seeing is like once you let go, and these friends are people who probably have been in your life for a while. There's a big religious aspect or to this card, to this Hierophant card. So maybe these are people who are associated to you through some type of religious affiliation, Christianity, whether you're Muslim, Jewish, whatever, or it could be like cultural, this is about traditional viewpoints. So like maybe it's through culturally or religiously or through some type of organization, of like-minded individuals. So it's like, as these people are either they have moved out or you're moving them out, there's going to be people who have a lot of potential to come in and be more in alignment with where you're at right now, right? And there's going to be just union with these people, right? So they're going to be like-minded. There's going to be a lot of potential. They're going to help you move in this new direction. They're just going to be a good complement. Like I'm getting the yin and the yang right now, with this good complement, between the rose, between the lilies, between maybe they're going to add water. I don't know. It's like adding, I'm thinking of a recipe or like a potluck or something, right? Where it's like, okay, you bring the desserts, I'll bring this. You bring this, I'll bring this. So it's like there's a very complementary aspect to these people that are coming in, and I think that like for some of you guys, like I'm really getting it to be a partner, like a relationship, um, of the, same opposite gender, doesn't matter, but it really being a union of that type, particularly with this Hierophant card, right? And it could be someone that, keep an open mind, okay? I have to say, keep an open mind, because this could be someone that, as I said, they're bringing something different to the table than what you have. So maybe it's somebody who, it's like Spirit is trying to bring in some type of, it's like this person's going to bring in good stuff for you, right? I'm seeing with this Wheel of Fortune card, and they may not be, the person you had anticipated, or, certain qualities, like maybe you wanted, you want someone like-minded, right? So maybe they'll be like-minded, but, maybe their outward appearance or some other aspect of them, maybe their culture, their religion is going to be different from your upbringing or something like that. There's going to be something untraditional about it, but, at a deep level, like there's real compatibility there. There's real cohesion, or synergy, real synergy that can come from it. And I get this sense that you don't really want to, with this Eight of Cups in reverse and these two cards here. I get this sense that it's like you're getting it is really difficult for you to leave behind these old friendships, right? These old people, these old friendships, these old connections, right? It's almost like I'm getting this sense of like grief, sorrow, sadness that's coming with it, knowing that something's not right, something's missing, but having this hard time like going with the flow of how you truly feel, like having it's almost like these fears with this Page of Cups, like coming through, or like these things being pushed up from your subconscious that are like, no, but I should stay, or whatever, or I don't know, just something. Maybe it has to do with some of the ideologies or the beliefs, or what these people may think, or something along those lines that is coming up for you that is also making it harder for you to want to leave behind this group of people, right? But it's like it's time, but there's something that is missing from it. It's almost like, okay, I just got the message again, is like, let your guard down for whoever this person is, because they may not come at the time that you expect them to come in. Maybe right now you're going through changes, and it's like you don't want, you weren't really prepared or anticipating for someone to come in right now, right? But it's like Spirit is really saying, like, let your guard down for whoever this is, just let your guard down. Like, I mean, obviously use your discernment, but just keep that in mind. And here with the flamingo, again, unity heart. You are being called to work on collective healing. Okay, another thing I'm getting with this collective healing is like, okay, so there's different things I'm getting, but one thing I'm getting with the relationship aspect that I'm talking about is, how, like, I don't know what this is called, but when you get into a relationship with someone, there's going to be things that, like, you've healed on your own, they've healed on their own. And then there's going to be things that are going to be brought to the surface as you're in relationship with that person, right? That you need to heal, that they need to heal. And that only comes to be because you are in relationship. So I see with this unity heart is like, again, that union and that heart, like, okay, the unity is like, because you guys are in relationship with each other, you're able to help heal each other, even though it might be uncomfortable and it's not going to probably sound as pleasant or seem as pleasant as that. There's going to be times where you guys trigger each other or whatever, but it's like going to bring in more healing, more freedom, letting go of more of this this Five of Pentacles energy, which is like, maybe there's insecurities, there's this feeling of lack or not having, or the spiritual disconnection, or I don't know, it could be anything for different for different people, right? There's a lot of fives here too. a lot of it's just this conflicting energy, right? Maybe not having enough, whatever it is, they're going to help you heal that, and you're going to help heal within them. And that's going to allow you to be a little bit more free, a little bit more open, because here we have rest and music, right? Creativity. Yes. So, okay. Another thing is like, what this is going to bring in is like with rest and music, it's almost like there's a peacefulness, there's a peaceful energy that I'm getting from this flamingo. Like they're in the water with Dream Traveler. It's like they're going to help to bring in some type of like serenity, some peacefulness. Like, and I'm getting this cleansing, healing, getting back in tune with your dreams, like being able to rest, like putting your body and your being into a more peaceful and serene state, being more in flow. With music, I'm getting like, maybe you guys are going to create music together. Maybe some of you guys are musicians. But for others, it's like, it's just getting more, like it's, like I'm not sound healing, but like, you're just going to be more in tune, with yourself, with, your creativity, with, you're just going to feel better. Like that's the best way I could put it. You're just going to be more at rest, more at peace, letting go of like this sense of lack. And again, like, look at this. So usually, and it's two, like if, some of you guys that are familiar with tarot know that the Two of Wands is always just this one guy, right? The Nine of Wands is always this one guy. This deck has two people here. Letting go of this three, these friendships in favor of this union. Maybe, I just got something else for some of you guys. This organization, this community, whether it's your cultural, whether it's your religious, they maybe want to hold you back from, they're trying to create some type of, maybe you shouldn't be with him. He's not the same religion. Don't be with her. Like, that's a different culture. Just the type of stuff that like organized, communities, cultures, religions, like it's very much, the opposite of unity. It's division, right? So it's like people who want to promote division to you. And I hate to put it in those words because, like, I don't think they're sitting there thinking, like, oh, let's promote division. But they really see it as, like, no, our culture, it's important for us to have our culture and this and that. So it's like, it's almost causing this, like, level of, that's where the grief is coming in, okay? That's where I'm seeing some type of grief coming in, because it's like having to let go. And then, this sense of, like, well, if I don't have these people, if I don't have this upbringing, like, I'm going to be left out in the cold or whatever it is. But it's almost like, especially with this bloodstone, it's like, I don't think you're ever going to get what you need from these people, right? It's like, I just heard, like, it's like getting blood from a stone, right? Although you are going to grieve over it because, these are things that you've probably grown up with. These are structures that, with the Hierophant card, these are like structures that are in our lives, things that like, and it's almost like to remove these structures, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's religious, it feels, it's hard. It's hard to do that, like, regardless of whether or not your beliefs don't align with them. Like, you can have parents who you don't see eye to eye with, but you're not going to want to really cut them off. But again, it's like you're never going to have, there's always going to be something missing. There's always going to be something missing with these people. But this union that's coming in for you, it's meant to elevate you. It's meant to teach you. It's like teaching and learning. You guys are going to teach and learn from each other. You know, that's what this union is going to do for you. It's going to spark some creativity in you. It's going to allow you to be more free. This is part of, and it's going to bring in fortune. It's going to bring in good things for you. And when I say fortune, I'm not talking about money necessarily, although that could be possibly it for some of you guys. But it's really about bringing in stability. It's bringing in a sense of wholeness. When I think of unity, I'm thinking of just unity, a sense of like feeling of completion, a holistic feeling within yourself, right? And so it's like spirit again is just saying like, let down your guard for this, like keep an open mind. There's a lot of potential in this. And while you guys may be separate, like these separate flowers, you guys can grow together and like mix together. And there's a lot of, and then with the two, I'm seeing it as like a reflection of what spirit wants for you. And these are what your dreams with dream travel, or like maybe this person is like someone that you've both been dreaming about. And it's almost like, and it looks like they've probably had it a little rough too. Maybe they've had it rough too. And so you look over at them and you're like, oh, okay, well, he's here too. He sees where I'm coming from. Oh, this is reminding me of a relationship that, okay, so it's like both of you guys have been through it a little bit. And I think that's where the healing work is going to come in. It's like, and then there's going to be patience and understanding with each other. Yeah. And you guys are going to follow the beat of your own drum, but together. And so like this relationship is, it's going to just bring in a lot of healing. And I just feel like it's going to help you manifest the things that you probably truly desire from within. It's what your dreams have been. It's what your intentions are. It's what your soul perhaps is calling you towards. So it's like something to really be excited about, okay? Even though there's a lot of grief and a lot of sorrow around what you may be having to give up. I mean, I can never tell anyone what to do. But, I know it's not easy to let go of some of the structures that have held us up, or that have been, like a part of our identity for such a long time. It almost feels destabilizing, like to sort of like let those crumble. And there's this sort of like mixed, uncertain, indecisive thing around it. But yeah, it's like part of the grieving process. But it's like sometimes you got to let go of certain people, certain friends, in order to come into this union. And this person is actually a lot more like you than you would think. You would think that, oh, I come from the same culture as these people, or da da da, or like these ideologies that people may have is like, oh, we're the same culture, we're the same religion, so therefore, we got to stick together and we get along. And it's like, I think for you, maybe that was not really the case. But with this person, even though they come from a very different walk of life, or something very different about them, there's something about their spirit that is very, very similar to yours, and that you guys can help provide each other with the healing, the stability, and just like really that spark. You're going to help reignite that spark within each other, and to really help you guys both move forward, and really just get back into flow. So anyway, there's this is going to be a process though, I feel like, because there is like a grieving process towards this, or involved with this, and it does require rest, like I'm seeing over here, and patience, and again, because we are talking about your dreams, it's I'm just getting with these two cards, with rest and dream traveler, is like there's something about this connection that wants you to be free, and there's this, or will, and like help you be more free, feel more free to really manifest your dreams, and to but there's like the rest, that's required in this, especially when I see, like this hardships. It feels like there's been a lot of hardships for the both of you guys, a lot of sorrow for the both of you guys, a lot of uncertainty for the both of you guys, you know, a lot of like things that you may not like coming up, right? And so sometimes it's reminding me of an ex-boyfriend of mine. Like anytime he'd get upset, he would just go take a nap. Um, so maybe some naps are are something that you can use as well to help with this grieving process. So all the best of luck to you. I just in spirit as a final thing is oh man, these two stones are really coming in strong. Is saying that like some you can't get blood out of a stone. And keep in mind that some people are envious of you, and I don't usually say that lightly. Um, you know, these people, I just get the sense that there's a sense of envy, a sense of like them not wanting you to move forward, maybe because they, I don't know what the reasons would be for that. um you know with this union, maybe they're not as good with relationships, or maybe they've always felt trapped or stuck, or like they feel like they've had to live their life a certain way or under certain teachings, and so therefore you should have to do it too. Or it's like they want to create more doubt and uh hold you back in some type of way, even though they know that you're not happy. They know that, but they don't really, I don't want to say they don't care, but they don't put a value on that, you know. Um, they're more looking out for themselves and what, and maybe there's a reason where it's like, they, like I'm thinking of like, say it's parents or something, like they're invested in you behaving a certain way because, maybe their reputation, or maybe their, it's kind of I don't want to say narcissistic, but it's more for their own interest versus your actual well-being and what spirit really has in store for you. And so, so again, you're not going to get blood from a stone, right? So anyway, that is your reading. All the best of luck to you. So this is really exciting, although there are parts of it and elements of it that seem a bit sad. It is supposed to be a really, really happy time. And I think, that's how it is when good things come in. It's like sometimes there are elements of things that it sort of disturbs, and but if you do get the rest that you need, and you do make time to still enjoy, because it's really also enjoying each other, right? It shouldn't feel like you guys are like up against the world, the way that these two characters here are like holding this, and they're like, okay, it almost like I almost got this feeling of being up against the world, right? And it's like, how can we merge together? But you can still enjoy each other's company. You can still do self-care and rest. You could still enjoy music. Maybe you guys enjoy music together, or whatever else. But all the best of luck to you. It is very exciting, and just know that like indecision. I'm getting something with indecision right now. Indecision, like it won't help your manifestation, whichever way you go. Okay, sometimes it's better to I don't know, to pick one and go with it. And yeah. Anyway. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, please give me a like, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this, okay? Take care, guys. Bye. Group 4, welcome to your reading with this Record Keeper Quartz. What exciting and unexpected change is coming in for you, okay? So your reading is very sexual, okay? So I'm just going to come out and say that it has to do with sex, with sexual wisdom here. And healing. So it's like there's some healings that need to come in around sex. Like, and when I was putting these cards down, I kept hearing that Marvin Gaye song, like sexual healing is something that's good for me. And so this could do with your past, with this lower world card that we have right here. It's maybe some ideas, some beliefs, some something about the past that is, and I also heard celibate. Maybe you're celibate. Maybe you're, I don't know. I'm getting this feeling of with the Knight of Wands. We have the Knight of Wands here twice, like over here and over here. Like there's some type of, I feel it's more of a repression. It could be more of a repression, like a sexually, like, so that's why I'm thinking celibate. Or it could be maybe for some of you guys, you know, looking more into, maybe it's repressed in the sense of like being monogamous. Maybe monogamy isn't your thing. I really don't know exactly what it is, but I'm just getting this sense of like, you know, some healing needing to take place through sex, through intimacy, through like pleasure, you know, and letting go. There's a sense of like something being really, really tight and really holding on, and this change that wants to come in from that. So this is maybe unexpected. Maybe there's somebody in particular that is going to come in, because I was putting these cards down. I heard like cock block. Okay, like when I saw this Knight of Wands right here and like the stick, and I'm like, I don't know, like I don't know. I'm just getting a sense of like celibacy or not being like closed off from your sexuality, and someone coming in and, you know, cock block. Especially with like the first house here, I'm getting this sense of like this has to do with your past. This has to do with maybe even the way you present yourself. Maybe it has to do with the way that these are just ideas that you have, and it's like this person's gonna come in and you're gonna want to cock block right away. But you know, this angel, this is kind of weird. This angel is like saying like, no, choose a different direction. Like, be open to it. Be open to intimacy. Be open to pleasure. There's something like about it, like especially when we're talking about sexual wisdom, right? This is I think ancient Kadesh, ancient Egypt. You know, there is something sacred. Like I'm thinking of a sacred union at this point. You know, just there's something spiritual about sex as well. It isn't necessarily something that, with setting boundaries here too as well, it's like maybe you have some really, really strong boundaries with sex, with pleasure, with beliefs around maybe sex being not so good, being dirty. So it's like there's some new ideas and belief systems that like spirit wants to come in and offer you to change your belief, your mentality around sex and what it can do for your healing. Or maybe there's healing work that has to do with sex, or the person that's coming in can heal you in some type of way using sex. Because I know that there are some ancient beliefs, or you know, or just even like when I think of like, was it like tantric sex, or things like that, where it isn't like, you know, I'm comparing that to like the version of like, say from like Christianity, or you know, Islam, or you know, certain religions that sort of really put sex as like a bad thing. And it's not just sex, because now I'm looking at the star card right here. It has anything to do with like even nudity, you know, when we, you know, oh, like you have to cover up. It's like things are so sexualized, and you know, and it gives this really shameful, you know, there's shame involved in it. There's you know, you should feel guilty, you should feel shamed, you know, where, you know, our body, I mean, like, okay, now I'm thinking of like, you know, how have you ever seen like other parts, like seeing like tribal people, or people who are sort of separate from like the modern civilizations of the West, or of other parts of the world. Like, so say people who live in the Amazon, or people like, you know, more secluded tribes or people or groups in Africa. And then, you know, when you see them, they'll be wearing, you know, they're mostly naked, but they're, you know, maybe covering a couple parts, right? But for the most part, they're naked, and that's how they function around each other, right? And you don't get the sense of like, you know, that it's sexual, or that it's bad, it's wrong. You're a whore for this. Guilt, shame, repression. Whereas like, um, in certain belief systems, there's this, like, I don't know, there's this shunning of sexuality. So what's coming in for you is like, I just really see this person that's coming in. It's represented by the King of Pentacles. And I just see this person as someone who's very stable, someone who's just very stable, someone who's very committed, wants to maybe make a commitment to you, maybe wants to be there for you, someone who has their shit together, pretty much, right? And is really about something. And I don't see this as somebody who, um, like someone who's loyal, um, and and it's like, I don't know, it's almost like they want to make an offer. We have the Knight of Earth over here. Loyal, dedicated, honorable, kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. So I'm getting with this is like don't put a stop to this. This person's coming in, right? And it's supposed to ignite some type of passion in you. Don't worry about the sex. Like there's some sex that wants to come in for you. And it's gonna be, it's gonna have a profound spiritual effect on you, from what I'm getting. And it's almost like there's this emotional unfulfillment that this unfulfillment, like, okay, part of faith, part of the keys to being happy, to being fulfilled, to having hope, having faith is like being intimate with others, being close to others, having a sense of pleasure, like letting go of like maybe these old ideas and beliefs that are meant to hold us back or shame us or guilt us, and I feel like with you, it's or with this group, especially with this record keeper crystal, because this is associated with Lemuria, and again, this has to do with like ancients. So with the sexual wisdom is like there's something sacred, something spiritual, something faith based, um, something that I almost feel like it's whatever's coming in, this individual that's coming in for you is going to unlock, just some type of healing for you. It's gonna give you some type of passion, some inspiration. It almost reminds me of, like, when painters or artists talk about having a muse, or when people create old, we'd read about this old artist back in the day, this famous, he was in love with this woman, and they had this relationship, and she was like the source of his creative works, right? So it's like, I'm getting with this is like, to really, oh, see, I switched the places of where this King of Pentacles is. So it's like, let him move around, him or her, right? It could be depending on whatever, but I'm saying him because it's the King of Pentacles. But this person does want to take the lead, and it's like, let them move around in your life, right? Like, don't have boundaries that are so rigid with this person, because it's like when you're protecting yourself, it's almost like I'm seeing boundaries that are like impermeable, like nothing can come in or come out. And maybe this is sort of where you're at in your mindset with around sex, and just ease up, let go a bit, don't completely cock block with this Knight of Earth and these Knight of Wands, like, it's not going to, you don't have to expect the worst, right? And you can, of course it's important to be discerning and to take into consideration, what you think other people's motives are in this situation. But it's also important to be open and know that, like, sex is very natural. It's very normal. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Our bodies are beautiful. They're here to serve us. There are, cultures and places in the world where people walk around naked, where nudity isn't considered, something to be ashamed of, something to be embarrassed about. It's just considered normal, and so like these are beliefs and patterns that, come from, our culture right now. Certain ancient practices use sex as healing, or saw it as like, a way to be more in touch with your creativity, with your intuition. It's like that spark, that passion. It's associated with the suit of wands, which is intuition, creativity, sex, being, a muse for someone else. Like, that's also what I'm getting. And, with this 10 of Cups in reverse and Mermaid of Lemuria, right? So it's like, it's also brings our body into flow, right? And then maybe also too, like I'm getting with this 10 of Cups is like, maybe this person too is like really serious about wanting a family with you. Like I'm seeing right here with this is like, a family, right? They want to make you happy. They want to have a family. They are reliable. So just really make sure to keep an open mind, and have faith that, there are people who, are traditional in the sense that like they do still want those things. Like they don't want to just come around and just like sleep with you, like the hit it and quit it type thing. There are people who are traditional that do want a family, but there is like sex that is involved with that. So just be very discerning, because there are people who will lie to you, of course. But I think that's where your intuition and that sort of thing comes to be. But I really see this as something new and exciting, this individual that is going to come in and, bring in some emotional fulfillment. And that fulfillment isn't just coming from them per se, but it is through sex. It is through intimacy. It is through connection. It is through, releasing and like, just finding that flow and that joy, and getting more in touch with your emotions. Okay. And then also healing from the past. Okay. So this is definitely a new opportunity that's coming in for you, to really, create a family. It looks like either a family or contentment, creativity, all those types of things. So keep an open mind and all the best of luck to you. If you like this video, please give me a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Take care, guys. Bye.